Alright, I'm back with the world's shittiest filming setup. This is a video about tires, obviously. I got asked about these tires a while ago. I said I would make a video that I totally forgot, so sorry. So here it is. Okay, so here we have the Goldentyre GT333, the Shinko 525 gummy version of the 525, and this new one here is the IRC VE33-S or Sticky, which is a new sticky or gummy tire from IRC. So looking at these guys, this has been on my bike since the fall. I have run this previously on my KLX. I ran this on my X Trainer, and I also ran it on my KLX before, and I have not used this tire yet. So the Goldentyre is a harder compound tire. It's not a gummy tire. It has a very stiff sidewall, and then the crown portion is very soft, like you can push it in. Okay, so that has the Nitromousse soft mousse in the rear right now. I did not run this with the mousse. I used HD tubes in this, and I've used HD tubes in this one. The tread pattern on this is different from the 525 in that you have a lot more side grip going on versus, you can see here, there's a lot bigger gaps. The knobs on this, they break in when you first get it. They're very stiff. You can't even move them. But this was soft right from the beginning. And we'll talk about this tire last. So, having run this on two different bikes, both of these, my opinions are, I like them both, but I like the Goldentyre 333 better. This tire is, its strong suits are, it is very stable turning because the sidewall is very stiff, and it's really good in loose stuff like loose shale or coal slag, mud, that kind of stuff, where it's good on rocks. Where it's good but not outstanding would be on wet rocks or roots. It's also excellent on downhill braking or any kind of off camber. The 525 gummy version is not as good in the loose stuff, not as good downhill braking. It's really, its strong suit is roots and wet rocks. So like in the forest, single track stuff, this tire, especially if it's wet, will be better than this tire. But it will be less stable feeling around corners or when you're doing mixed riding like 2-track and going faster. It feels kind of mushy back there, whereas this tire feels very precise. The degree of separation is, like, we'll call it like 20%. So this is like 20 or 25% better downhill braking, and in loose stuff, this is 20 or 25% better on wet roots and wet rocks. So which one do I like the best? This one for overall riding. Especially, I found I really liked it here in the summertime when it was drier. Now that we're getting into fall and the leaves are going to come off and it's going to get slimier, then I'm going to try this one, this IRC. Now the IRC is supposed to split the difference between these two. So it has a stiffer sidewall, stiffer than this, not quite as stiff as this, and it's got a gummy compound, whereas this one doesn't. So I'm hoping this will feel more solid or planted on the 2-track stuff, even though I don't go very fast. But yet when we get into the wet rocks and leaves type stuff in the fall, that it'll be a little better than this. Like this, I don't super have problems dealing with roots or things like that, now that I know how to just ride them better in general, so I can kind of compensate for like what I know this tire is going to do. Whereas like this one on roots, it really will wrap around it, and like you just really don't even have to think about them. Whereas this one, I gotta kind of plan ahead a little bit more, or just pay attention a little more what's going on. This one in soft, deep stuff, I gotta pay attention more to what's going on back there, and this one just plows right through it and tracks straight and feels a lot better. And where I really like this one is off cambers and downhills. That seems to help me out there with grip. As far as tread life goes, this has been on a while. I put it on when I switched to the mousses, so I don't know, like 6 or 7 rides ago I've had this on. It came with like 16 millimeter knobs. I measured them with my calipers. They're down to 12. These also came with like 16 millimeter knobs for the most part. They're down to 11 something. And I think I did like 3 rides on this before I swapped back over to this tire. And these are 16 to 18 millimeter knobs going on here. So this should wear faster than this, but not as fast as this. So again, it should really split the difference. And you can see it's got the side grip and stuff, a much more tighter knob pattern there. It's got a tighter knob pattern here versus this, but it's fairly equivalent to the GT333. So like I said, I'm hoping this will be a great fall, winter, spring tire, and then when it gets dry again in the summer, depending on what goes on, I'll probably switch back to this. I don't think I'll run this one again for now, just because after having a chance to try this in a variety of situations and hopefully whatever goes on with this IRC, I feel like this tire's best place is single track woods, and we tend to ride a wider variety of stuff, so one of these should be better. And I'm kind of going between these two tires based on the level of wetness that occurs in the season, and plus when the leaves start rotting, you get this like biological slime all over everything, and it gets really slippery back there. Alright, so that's kind of it. Hopefully this was helpful.